Don Lemon speaks more on his arrest with Jimmy Kimmel. Quad Webb and King done broke up. Okay. Sherri Shepherd show, or the Sherri show, whatever you want to call it, child, it gets canceled after 4 seasons. Kelly Clarkson's show is also stopping, and they also talk about J Hud too. They saying her show is definitely Donald Trump wants to sue Trevor Noah. Blueface and NLE Choppa are beefing, and it just got worse. All that and more coming up on the Weekly app. Okay, hey guys, what's going on? This is gonna be a little bit of a freestyle because there's a lot of topics that I do want to talk about, and I didn't have enough time to be like, okay, so this is gonna be off the dome. But I kind of like it when we're off the dome because anything can happen, child. I don't like when things are too scripted, right? But where do we even start? Let me just share the screen, child. Let's share our screens. We can start with Don Lemon, get this out the way. Hey, Don Lemon was discussing his recent arrest on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and he claims that he offered to self-report to the Department of Justice and never heard back from them. He's basically trying to say that this was a way to embarrass him, and listen to what he says, okay?
To the room, and I press the elevator button, and all of a sudden I feel myself being jostled, and people trying to grab me and put me in handcuffs. And I said, "What are you doing here?" And they said, "We came to arrest you." And I said, "Well, who are you?" And then finally they identified themselves, and I said, "If you are who you are, then where's the warrant?" And they didn't have a warrant, so they had to wait for someone from outside, an FBI guy, to come in to show me a warrant on a cell phone. And by that time, I was like trying to figure out what was going on to get my bearings. They dropped all my stuff. My glasses had fallen on the floor. I'm like, I can't read that. So they had to pick my glasses up, and I read it. And still, what does that mean? So, and then there was a bunch of guys, and they took me outside. FBI guys were out there. I mean, it had to be maybe a dozen people, which is a waste, Jimmy, of resources, because I had told them weeks before, maybe once or twice, that I think my attorney tried to contact them once, maybe twice, that I could just go in and it would have to be the folks who were just working there that day, and they wouldn't have to have all these people following me around.
It's more than just a waste of resources. So they grab you and they take you where?
Well, you're right about more than just a waste of resources. They want that. They want to embarrass you. They want to intimidate you. They want to instill fear. And so that's why they did it that way. Just walking up.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, because, yeah, I mean, let's be clear. He's a celebrity. So usually that's what usually happens. You turn yourself in, but they wanted the show. And I also feel like they wanted this to happen so that the stories will come out and so that people will be scared. And shout out to Dom, and let's give him a bomb, child, because he, throughout all of this, was very unbothered. I am mad that I can't get this shot of him and his husband, because when I tell you that husband was not playing games. Did y'all see him out there looking? What y'all finna do? I'm like, ooh, the masculinity, honey. Yes, and I'm not even a bitch that care about masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But I was like, okay. I'm like, yeah, okay. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how I want my person. If we ever get to that point in life, child, I need you coming like that. Okay. You ready to get me out of the jail, honey. But shout out to Don Lemon, though. He's definitely a key. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I really didn't care much from him when he was up on CNN. I always thought he was uppity and stuff, and the uppity highbrow Negro, and I still kind of think he is but after he got let go and he started doing his own independent journalism, I don't know, I'm just a fan. And especially with this, the way he's been so unbothered and just like rolling with the punches and dragging Miss Meg Minaj, honey, by her two front teeth, child. I just love to see it. I love to see it, and I love to see him and that husband, honey. Now, I do want to talk about Miss Sherri Shepherd. Okay, so her daytime talk show, Sherri, is canceled. It was canceled after 4 seasons. According to Variety, Sherri, the outlet reports that Lionsgate producer Debmar Markery confirmed that the show is ending despite its recent being greenlit for 2025 to 2026 season, as the show was broadcasted on Fox television stations. There really isn't much to say. There was a quote, somebody said the decision is driven by the evolving daytime television landscape and does not reflect on the strength of the show, its production, which has found strong creative momentum this season, or the incredibly talented Sherri Shepherd. That's what Debmar Mercury says. Y'all wouldn't have did this to Wendy because Wendy bring the ratings, child. Let's be very clear. When it comes to, people always say, somebody was in my comments, I had to delete somebody in my comments when I was talking about this because I did a reel to see where people's minds were at a little bit before I got into this topic. Oh, well, there's a shakeup when it comes to daytime television. There's a chance. And then someone called me a sissy. I'm like, girl, okay, girl. It's a shakeup in daytime television. No, she didn't make the ratings. She didn't make the goddamn ratings. Okay, say it like it is. Debmar Markery is going to say this. They're going to make comments like this. They're going to say, oh, well, it does not reflect on what's going on, the strength of the show, and she is very talented. Sherri Shepherd is very talented. She's very talented. She's a very talented co-host. And that's what happened. We didn't really get any memorable moments. What are you really saying to the people? Are you having this timeless conversation? And I'm not trying to, well, sometimes you got to be a little biased, right? I'm real big fans of Wendy Williams. Let's be very clear. And nobody can ever replace that. And I never expected Sherri to replace it. But one thing about Wendy, she had timeless I don't care how current the events were. Like, celebrity gossip is the topics get old real fast. You talk about it in one episode, it's done. Nobody cares about it no more. But I will sit there. To this day, I always have to go back and watch Wendy Williams coverage on the elevator situation with Solange, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. Like, the way I study this woman. Let's be very clear. I study this woman. I don't want to be like her, like a carbon copy. I want to have my own platform and my own way of doing a show. But I go back into like the way she broke, and I just want y'all to do that. Go back to her talking about that elevator scene, the way she broke it down and the way she delivered it so just iconically. You get what I'm saying? Like, just with the quips and the jokes, and then also giving us the news at the same time. Like, we will never get that again. We will never get that again in a daytime talk show capacity. You get what I'm saying? Sherri just did not give it. I'm being real honest. It didn't give what it needed to be gave. You may have saw her when she was covering for Wendy. It was definitely, I like Keke Palmer a little better. You know, a little better. Like, I don't know. I mean, some of the stuff that Sherri was talking about, because I feel like it was just a follow-up to what Wendy did. Like, you did Hot Topics. You had celebrities come on the show and you had conversations. Were the conversations stimulating? She can do interviews. She's not no Jennifer Hudson. She can definitely do some interviews, but they just weren't memorable. And people don't watch, and people aren't watching a daytime talk show. A lot of people were saying in the comments, oh, well, it's podcasting, and podcasting has become this new thing now, and people are flocking to internet content rather than television. I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, that there is definitely some truthness to it, and talk shows are evolving. I mean, this was on Fox. Fox is definitely probably on no more DEI initiatives anymore. That could be at play here too. And if that's the case, I do feel sorry for Sherri. Let's be very clear. I don't dislike Sherri. My beef was never with Sherri. My beef is actually with Debmar Markery, because they were the ones that literally pushed Wendy out. She couldn't do the show no more. We understand. You throw away her damn comfy couch, the big purple couch. You get what I'm saying? Y'all gave her this weak ass montage at her last episode, and she didn't show up. I don't know if it's because she was in conservatorship and she could not leave the facility, or Wendy chose not to show up. I like to think that she didn't want to show up because of how things ended with her show. It just was very weird how the transition was. And, you know, the fact that some of the people that worked there, like Suzanne and shit, like they didn't want to talk about Wendy, like when they were asking them on the street. Like, it was a weird vibe. So that's why I said in my reel, I was like, until you do right by Wendy, Debmar Markery, okay? Everything y'all touch is gonna get canceled, okay? Now, there was people that spoke out. Lonnie spoke out, and she made a statement following us finding out that Sherri got canceled. It says Sherri should have been giving the courtesy of announcing her shows instead of an article announcing it, just like Kelly got to announce her show in. It's not like The Real, which was a panel show, but this was a solo hosted show, or the production company could have at least made a joint announcement as producer and host. Seeing canceled stamped over your picture is depressing, especially when the show was having good ratings. Only onward and upward from this at Sherri Shepherd. Now, see, she has not spoke out about this yet, so I don't know, or maybe she did, but I mean, you would think the blogs would repost it by now. You get what I'm saying? She was definitely on today. Or maybe she just don't want to talk about it. It is depressing. It is depressing. I will never know what it's like to have a syndicated show. I have a show, but it's not syndicated. It's not on television or a network or a podcast network or whatever this, that, and the third. I'm very hopeful. I do understand that to make a show, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of taking criticism. Yeah, they didn't care about this, or you talk a little bit too much here. They don't care about your real life. They want to hear they want to hear the hamster wheel. They want to see, not the hamster wheel. They want to see the performance. They don't care about what you got going on behind closed doors. They want to see the performance. You get what I'm saying? Just to understand the balance of it all and what is you're talking to me. In her case, you're talking to millions of people. I'm talking to thousands, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Hundreds of times. Like, what do y'all want to listen to? What topics do you want me to talk about? So it's a lot to create a show and maintain that show. You get what I'm saying? So it's definitely understandable how crushing it is when it basically falls. But Sherri Shepherd has always been around. She's always kept a job on. I could definitely see her co-hosting. Girl, go back on The View. They need something over there, child. They need some type of other comic relief, because honey, Joy Behar ain't doing it no more. She ain't doing it like that no more. Like I said, Kelly Clarkson, she was able to have her announcement. I think they should have done that as well. Fox News be Fox News, or Fox Channel, whatever. Fox is real shady. And they also said that Jennifer Hudson, her show might get canceled. I was hearing rumblings and stories about that, child. Now, if Jennifer Hudson stuff get canceled, I know some of y'all in my comments like, I like J Hud. Okay, good for you, honey. Good for you, boo. I'm sorry, if her show get canceled, child, I'm gonna be like, girl, she can't talk. She cannot talk. I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm sorry if I sound mean, but I have to be mean. Sometimes people gotta be mean. That girl could not talk. She could not hold a conversation to save her goddamn life. I remember that one time I heard her talk to, well, not heard her, I saw her talk to Eddie Murphy. This girl asked the same question 3 different times. So when did they get married? Oh, so when exactly did they get married? The time of which they got married. Like, girl. Like, and then he over here, he being so nice, child, just answering it 3 times. Yeah, no, she gotta go. Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to dwell on everything. Donald Trump wants to sue Trevor Noah, child. So Trevor Noah, he's making jokes at the Grammys. Shout out to did y'all watch the Grammys? I didn't want to talk about it because it was kind of boring. It was definitely kind of boring. But Trevor Noah gave us a couple of good quips. He talked about Trump, and here's what he said that triggered so much aggression from Trump, child.
Of the year, congratulations, Billie Eilish. Wow, that is a Grammy that every artist wants, almost as much as Trump wants Greenland. Oh. Which makes sense. I mean, because Epstein's island is gone, he needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton. So, I told you it's my last year. What are you going to do about it? Song?
Oh, Lord, child. Now, this is what this fat-ass house cat said. He said the Grammy Awards are the worst, virtually unwatchable. CBS is lucky not to have this garbage litter their airways any longer. The host, Trevor Noah, whoever he may be, is almost as bad as Jimmy Kimmel at the lowest rating Academy Awards. Noah said incorrectly about me that Donald Trump and Bill Clinton spent some time on Epstein Island. Wrong. I can't speak for Bill. Look how you throw him under the bus. But I have never been to Epstein's Island nor anywhere close. and until tonight's false and defamatory statements have never been accused of being there, not even by fake news media. Noah, a total loser, better get his facts straight and get them straight fast. It looks like I'll be sending my lawyers to sue this poor, pathetic, talentless dope of an MC and suing him for plenty. Ask Little George Skadopoulos, I don't even know who that is, child, and the others how that all worked out. Also, ask CBS. Get ready, Noah. I'm going to have some fun with you. President D. Yeah, President D. For dumbass. Anyway, and I think he also spoke about it too. Like he's being interviewed by reporters, and he took the time to talk about Trevor Noah. I'm like, man, the country is like literally, and we talking about people that says some slick shit, and it was slick shit. Let's be very clear. He could have definitely went in because he didn't say what y'all were doing. He just said that you and Bill was over there in Epstein Island, child, hanging out over there. And you were, because we have the damn files. Your name is listed. Like, oh my goodness. He's just senile or he's just really dumb. It's either the two, honestly. But Trevor Noah, he did an okay job. I mean, yeah, the Grammys was a little boring, and that's just because there really wasn't any artist that really showed up, child, that really is worth something, child. I'm just being honest. But Trevor Noah's, he's an okay host, child. But you over here talking about Trevor Noah, let's talk about your damn wife. And how this freaking $40 million documentary funded by Amazon, I believe, it made $7 million in ticket sales. They said it was literally like less than 50 people in freaking Australia went to see this shit. And Australia has millions of people that live there. Okay, let's be very clear. You worried about the wrong things. Ain't nobody watching your damn wife in this damn stupid ass documentary talking about too much about nothing. I'm done with them. I don't want to talk about the Orange Man, because every time I talk about the Orange Man, child, Speaking of the Grammys though, because Jelly Roll explains why he doesn't want to speak on ICE in the situation. Now take a look at what he says though.
Tell you that people shouldn't care to hear my opinion, man. I'm a dumb redneck. I haven't watched enough. I didn't have a phone for 18 months. I've had one for 4 months and don't have social media. I hate to be the artist that's that aloof, but I've become so disconnected from what's happening. And I'm just not I grew up in a house of like insane pandemonium, and like, I didn't even know politics were fucking real until I was in my mid-20s in jail. That's how disconnected. When you grow up in a drug addict household, you think we like have common calls about what's happening in world politics? Like, we're just trying to find a way to survive, man. And I have a lot to say about it, and I'm going to in the next week, and everybody's going to hear exactly what I have to say about it in the most loud and clear way I've ever spoken in my life. So I look forward to it.
Spoiler alert, he's in support of ICE. You don't even have to say it. We could just see it on you. Or maybe he won't. Maybe he'll be in solidarity with what's going on with the people that are protesting. Who knows? I highly doubt that. But I want us to stop asking celebrities about what's going on in the real world. I think that we don't want to hear your piss poor political takes. We understand that a lot of these celebrities, they live in a bubble. They have their way of thinking of how the world is based on most of them. You get what I'm saying? Not all, because we have people like Ariana Grande. We have people like Mark Ruffalo. We have people like Billie Eilish that it comes off genuine with these celebrities because they actually do the research and they actually say the things that need to be said. And also they're correct. They are looking things up. It's not like Lizzo, where she just wants to be a contrarian and be like, oh, well, I feel like not everybody that was mentioned in Epstein really did. You get what I'm saying? We're not saying having stupid conversations like what Lizzo was doing, but it's people that are advocating for this protest against ICE, and I think that's fine. Other than that, I don't want to hear anything else about celebrities talking about politics. Stop asking them. And it's not even, and it's the thing about him, I didn't have a problem when he said, I'm just a redneck that don't really know what's going on. I grew up with my household, drug addicted parents, this, that, and the third. I don't really have a take on it. I hated towards the end where he said, well, I'm going to speak about it. I'm going to, like, now, okay, now you're playing on to it now. Because first of all, you just said that you don't know too much about politics and you just a simple redneck that don't know nothing. But then you're going to talk. I don't know if he was being sarcastic or maybe it went over my head. but you're gonna talk about it now. But you just said you a dumb redneck that don't know nothing. So it's a little bit inconsistent. I don't want to hear celebrities. I don't want to hear what they have to say about what's going on in the real world. They're not in the real world. They're not in the real world. They're in their own world. Okay. And then their own world, we're all complaining and we need to get up and work, and the working class got to stop being lazy. That's what they think of. Child, most of them, not all of them, like I said, but we don't want to hear what they got to say. We just want them to sing, rap, play a ball, whatever it is that you do. And please don't get in the media, because we're tired of that shit. But like, we don't want to hear what they got to say. We don't. I'm tired of it, sick of it. Everybody want to know what everybody thinks. And then y'all get mad when y'all find out who they are. Well, I mean, like, the right was on the goddamn wall. Anyway, so I heard that Quad and King done broke up, child. Yeah. And King was being an old messy bitch. Okay. Because first of all, why he's responding to people comments or something like that. Because somebody was like, oh, I don't think that they together no more. And then King was like, I can confirm that I left that situation. And then another person commented saying, just too handsome. Quad is a lucky woman. And he said, luck ran out. Wow. I would like to know what happened. Like, what did it for this relationship? Was it like her incessant need to get pregnant so that you could have a child and be locked down with a child? Like, I don't know what it was, or maybe it was her behavior, or they just clashed because of personality. Because Quad and King, I could see why Quad was definitely with him in the long run, because he definitely got a lot of stamina. But really, the personality wise, these people are not compatible at all. I believe that Quad is for the girls and Quad is definitely for the dolls. And I know this one is not. Well, they said that he is one of the dolls or the girls, but I don't believe that fully. But I don't know. They just didn't seem compatible. And I think watching her storyline of her trying to get pregnant, and then it's like he's not even that excited or really cares either one way or the other. Like he was even trying to encourage her to not do the IVF treatments and stuff like that. Like, he was giving you a sign. It's hard to feel bad for people when they give you signs, and it's, girl, you Quad. Miss Quad, we can't be this thick. I'm glad that they're not together, because I don't think that it's compatible. I'm not saying she need to get like another Greg or anything, or get her an older man. She needs her a more mature man. I think it's time for people to stop trying to date somebody younger than them, and somebody because you was really with him, like my girl producer said, because I saw her talk about this. You was really with him to one up Greg. Because let's be very clear, big bank take little bank. You get what I'm saying? Well, not big bank, because I'm pretty sure Greg got the money, but King look a little better, honey. He definitely a little piece of eye candy that can make dangling in Greg's face or whatever. And you had them two niggas fighting and stuff over there in the last season. Like, we get it, but we knew this relationship was never going to hold any space with you and what you got going on, Quad. I hope she finds somebody. I really do. But back to the drawing board, okay? Do we have anything else before I get into this last topic? Because I don't think I want to talk about anything else. Okay. Yeah, NLE Choppa, he kind of pissed me off. Yeah. So he has been beefing or been going back and forth with Blueface. And apparently, and I was trying to do a little bit of research. I think they got to think NLE like dissed him in a song or whatever. I think that's how it started. Or it started with this interview that Blueface did with Shay Club Shay.
Kind of like a clown to this shit. You know what I mean? Okay. Whatever they say do. Be gay, be Muslim, be a vegetarian, vegan. He gonna do it. Okay. He's going through a lot of phases, that's all. He's growing up. But when he looks back, he's gonna realize a lot of these phases were NLE Choppa.
Yeah. So apparently somewhere down the line, Blueface. Oh, I don't have the audio. Blueface was on stream and he like offered to see NLE Choppa out. Bitch, we got 48 hours. We can do this however you want to do this. We're gonna fight. Because When it comes to dudes, ain't much talking. Ain't much talking. It's just, okay, you got a problem, let's go ahead and fight. Let's scrap this out. Let's end in whatever, this, that, and the third. But in response to Blueface telling this man, like, yo, we going back and forth. Let's settle this out like men. Let's fight. This is what NLE Choppa says.
Faye, I'm gonna decline your offer with a way better proposition for you. You feel me? Because we know you owe $23 million to that club, for one. You owe another $100,000 to Soldier Boy, baby mama. So your goal is to get me to fight you to help pay off your debt. Okay. How about this? Blueface, take your son and stand him beside my son, and let's see which one of them motherfuckers know how to operate. Let's see, hey, hold your son beside my son. Let's see which one of them can hold their head up. Fuck, nigga. Huh? How about that? Yeah, nigga. Put your son beside my son. Let's see them bark, nigga. Let's see them slap barks, nigga. Huh? Put your son beside my son. Let's see who can hold their fingers up to their motherfucking nose, nigga.
NLE Choppa is a fuck ass nigga. I'm sorry. He's corny as hell. He doesn't know what type of person he wants to be. Yeah, he wants to be, I'm sorry, like Blueface. I don't like Blueface either, but at least Blueface is consistent with his fuckery. Like, NLE Choppa, you don't know what you want to be. You want to be a model. You want to be like more metrosexual. I'm not going to say homosexual because I do believe that he is straight, even though he said he ain't never got pegged, but you got your ass ate. So I'm like, I mean, that's a form of pegging. Okay, now you want to go into religion and be one with God and all this other stuff. And then you want to beef with Young Boy for no reason and kind of cosplay Tupac. Like, you just have a lot going on. And then on top of that, you gonna come for somebody's child that got special needs. And first of all, Blueface don't even give a fuck about the child. So you're not hurting nobody but the fucking child. Like, he's just, I mean, oh my goodness. And Krishan possibly. And I hope Krishan responds. And I hope she dragged the shit out you when she see you, because she like to fight everybody. You, first of all, that's some punk shit. And I gotta be honest, child, that is some punk ass shit. This man is offering to fight you because you are going back and forth with him with however it started. He offered to fight you, and then you gonna come for the man, child. That is some hoe shit. That is some hoe ass shit. Okay. NLE Choppa, and I don't even know why these people are even, like, I get Blueface because he's, the whole thing, Krishan is at the third, but NLE Choppa, you are struggling for attention so bad that you might get got one day, child, because we know people gonna test your gangster, honey, and it ain't there. You had two loving parents, okay? It gives very suburban lifestyle, and you're trying to cosplay as this person that got it out the mud. These niggas like to perform. I cannot, honey. I cannot, child. But look, I'm done roasting for today, child. It was a good weekly app. We 30 minutes in. I try to get under 30 minutes, but because I don't want to do too much. I don't want to do a whole podcast, right? Things happen. There's a lot of topics that developed, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Be sure to smash that like button. Leave a comment, because we have to do some things with the algorithm. We're going to be doing something a little bit different with the audio stuff. So Weekly App is going to have its own podcast audio aside from the Darren Green show. So because we were trying to separate everything, and I got things that I'm working on. Okay. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.